You're right, there was at a certain period a lot of speculation about Greek exit, which was extremely damaging both for the Greek economy but also for the Eurozone as a whole. Fortunately, now this discussion is over. I think with the decisions that were taken in December in the European Council, the Greek economy and the sustainability of the Greek debt is now very well on track. Of course, Greece is going to face a difficult time. Unemployment is very high, but as far as the public finances is concerned and the fiscal consolidation, I think Greece has achieved, I would say, a very good record. We have been able to reduce our deficit by 9 GDP points in 2 years, which is a world record. And we hope that this year, 2013, we are going to have, for the first time after decades, a primary surplus. These are very encouraging signals. Also in terms of competitiveness, the Greek economy is recovering what was lost during the first years after we entered the Eurozone. This is also shown very well in the export figures. So I think a Greek exit will be damaging not only for Greece and for the Eurozone in economic terms, but also politically and geopolitically, it would have been a very, very big blow. I think that after the initial shock in 2009, where it was very difficult to understand the depth of the crisis, now people have understood that this is a serious crisis. It's a world crisis. It's not only because of Greece. It's not provoked by Greece. And I think with the popular vote in the last elections, the Greek people gave a very clear mandate to the government to do whatever is needed to keep Greece in the euro. Not just for philosophical or geopolitical reasons, but because we know that an exit of Greece from the euro will cost more, and will cost more to the lower, to the middle class. So I think there is no other alternative than what has been now established. And I'm sure that despite the difficulties, Greek people have already made a lot of sacrifices, and they don't want these sacrifices to disappear without any results. So the results are coming. We hope to have positive growth rates in 2014. There is a privatization program, a huge privatization program of 50 billion euros till 2020. This is one of the biggest ever adopted. And I think also this will help establish the reputation of the country, which has been damaged seriously. Fiscal consolidation is painful, but is necessary if you want to have sustainable growth. And I think now we have passed the most crucial, the most difficult period of austerity. And of course there is a need of measures, both at the national level, but also at the European level, to boost growth. I think there are some sectors where Greece has a comparative advantage. The most obvious is tourism, but also in some areas of technology, there are some Greek companies that are really very dynamic. There are new markets that our companies are trying to penetrate, like China, Russia, the Middle East. I think Greek companies have neglected for too long export because the internal market was sufficient for them. Now that the demand in the internal market has decreased, they are looking abroad, and I think this is very healthy, and this will increase the overall competitiveness of the Greek economy. I believe that there is a decrease. The prices are better now for tourists than a few years ago, but you are right, they have not gone down as expected. One of the reasons is that there is an increase in taxation, and this has obliged the industry and the services to keep their prices quite high. But tourism, I think, is very competitive now, at a very competitive position. We expect this year, 2013, to have a record number of tourists ever achieved in Greece. I think the crisis was extremely painful, but also the crisis will be an opportunity to build a more sustainable economy and society. I think that the lesson, the very hard lesson that was learned by Greece is that we should not delay the necessary reforms. If Greece had done the reforms 5-10 years ago, we would have never been in this very difficult situation. So I believe that with these structural reforms that are now implemented in a hurry, I would say, the dynamic forces of the Greek economy and the Greek society will be released. the Greek economy will be more extroverted and more competitive at an international level. And I think when growth will come back also in the internal market, this will really allow to achieve high growth rates as it has happened before in other historic periods. So we have lost 25% of our GDP, but I think that we could recover quite quickly. First of all, I was very happy to participate in this very interesting conference and exchange views on a very important topic like the crisis, the Euro crisis and the Arab Spring. As far as your question is concerned, I think that Greece is deeply grateful to the United States for the very big and very substantial support they have given to Greece during the very difficult period of the Euro crisis. We all know that the US has done whatever could be done in order to help Greece overcome this crisis. And this is in the common interest both of Greece, Europe and the United States. And I think the Greek people are aware of that. And we look forward in building, in continuing the strategic alliance that we have with the United States.